Happy Sunday, guys. Well, I'm back and I just wanted to come back and talk about my favorite situation comedies. As a writer, it's hard for me to really watch a show and not put on my writing hat. But with these shows, I get so involved in the storyline and the great acting and the writing and the comedy that is what's supposed to happen as a writer. I don't feel the need to critique the actors or the writing or the shows. It's just great comedy, and that's what the situation comedy is. Something is supposed to happen. There's some problem, some situation that has to be solved. And you know who I think really exemplifies that is I Love Lucy. And you ever watch Lucy? There's always a problem. And you know, Ricky had to solve Lucy's problem. Or if Lucy solved her problem, it was going to become a bigger problem. Her and Ethel would have some of the worst things to happen to them, you know, and they would make things worse because they would get in it and things would happen. That's a situation comedy. It's something happens and there's a problem and there something needs to be solved and you're going to do something to solve it. And Lucy was always doing something. I think one of her best shows, and people still laugh at. She and Ethel goes to the candy factory to earn more money, and the lady turned the machine on, and they're standing there, and Lucy's like, "Oh, this is easy. We can do this." And she's eating candy, and they're having fun. And so the lady comes back, and she said, "Oh well, all right then, you guys got this. So speed it up." So they speed it up, and now Lucy is stuffing candy in her bra, stuffing candy in her hat, stuff. She's trying to eat all of the candy. Ethel, they're stuffing candy everywhere. It is hilarious, but that is a situation comedy. That's great acting, great writing, and it's just great all around. And that is what, as a writer, I want to do. That is what I want to give back to people. See that. And another show is George Jefferson on the Jefferson. I mean, come on. Every day, George would get up and he would come in. He would say something so ridiculous, and Weezy would respond. But that was George. But his character was so beautifully written and so beautifully acted that I don't think anyone could play George Jefferson because what Sherman Hensley did with that character is just amazing. Amazing. His acting, his skills are just, I mean, they're top notch. Okay? So the next show is Good Times. Now, I really responded to Good Times because I could identify with it. My family could identify. Most in the black community could identify with Good Times. It was a father and a mother. I had a mother and a father in my home. And my dad worked and sometimes two jobs. And to see James on Good Times struggle and their issues and the comedy, it was just a well written show and the timing and everything was perfect. Esther Rose was just iconic in that role. You know, when James left and they killed off James and she continued on as the mother, the show I remember didn't feel the same. It was just different, you know. But she kept everybody together. You could see the comedy still. But when she left, I mean the show was just it wasn't the same after that. It lost all of its magic. Those two people are great actors, and they brought a lot of magic to that show. All right, another show we talk about Fred and Sanford and Son. If you haven't seen Sanford and Son, shame on you. I mean, everybody can laugh at Fred's antics. The fact that he constantly would would attack and Esther and her looks, and she was a beautiful woman. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know myself until I saw pictures of her. Which she, as Esther, they made her look frumpy, but she really was a beautiful woman. And the characters were just so rich, and that's again is what I'm trying to do as a writer. That's what I want to do as a producer and a writer, to bring out those rich characters and to have people laugh, and everything is just, I mean, you can't get any better than Sanford and Son. The great Paul Mooney wrote also for Sanford and Son, which Paul was a genius at what he did. And the next show that I want to talk about is All in the Family. Now, All in the Family, and I picked All in the Family because of the acting, because of the great writing. I mean, Carroll O'Connor, what he did with that role is just unbelievable. I mean, because this man later on would say that he hated playing Archie Bunker because he felt like he was perpetuating this idea of racism in America, or making things worse by playing this role. But what he did not understand was that Archie was such a beautiful, well-written character that even though what should have been offensive was not, it was comedy. And another way to look at it is one can laugh at how someone would perceive race or skin color. You know, it made it look all absurd. You know, Archie's character made all of that, to me, just racism and stereotypes to be absurd. You know, kind of made it funny. You can laugh at it, and we need laughter. So, and he was a great actor because he played a role that he had no connection with. And to do that, it takes someone that is a great performer. Yeah, the lady that played his wife, and I can't think of her name right now. I can see her, Edith, like the actress that played Edith. Just just brilliant acting. And so those are my top five. Now, move forward a little bit. Move forward a little bit. I love Frasier, Will and Grace, Modern Family, Blackish, and The Big Bang Theory. To me, those are my top five all-time sitcoms. And of course, people are going to say, what about A Living Single? What about Friends? What about this Barry Tyler Moore show? What about that girl? I mean, I'm telling my age, but there's some great shows out there. But for me, those are my top five. Now, you can have your top five, and I'd love to know what your top five are and why. Tell me why. I love talking about what is important to me, and that's creativity, writing great shows, writing great television, writing great movies. And I want to go back to that time when we did that. It's so much out there. The market is saturated. We have all these streaming shows. We have, cable networks. We have, regular networks out there. It's just, the market is saturated. And when you have a saturation of ideas and shows, and it's just so much out there that a great show can be overlooked, and the quality goes down. Really, quality goes down when you have too much and the market is oversaturated, and they overlook people like me because, again, I talk about not looking like the norm. If you go to my other videos, I talk about that. Check out my other videos, and not looking like what Hollywood would say a writer should look like, or talk like, or speak like. I have an accent. I'm from Mississippi. I don't speak as well as others, but hey, I'm a great writer. I live on that because my gift is ordained by God. Man didn't give me my gift. I'm a great writer. I have great ideas. So I seek to share that. And so, guys, I'm doing this page because I want people to know that there are people out there that are passionate about writing, passionate about being a camera operator, passionate about being grip, crew, passionate about being a script coordinator, what they do to make the movie, make television great. There are people out there, and it's not about money. And that's, again, it's nothing wrong with money. It's just that there should be a love and passion for what you do. And that's what I want Hollywood to go back to, the time when people loved and was passionate about making movies. That energy needs to come back. I can't stand the fact that they are remaking everything. Again, that's my Achilles heel. I know I can't stand that. And when artists like myself are being overlooked, again, my age, I mean, being a female, all is playing a part in. And when somebody sees you as a nobody, you have to prove yourself as a somebody. So I hope you continue to watch my videos, and we continue to talk about great television, great movies, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start talking about individual, those 10 shows. We're going to do videos on those, and I'll pick one of the shows, and we just really talk about Lucy. I think I love Lucy first, and we'll go from there. Again, you guys have a blessed Sunday. I see you guys the next time. Take care.